My name's Kira Lucas, and I'm majoring in English and Cinema Studies. And in addition to being part of this fellowship, I am a member of the Christian Union, and I'm a brother of Alpha Phi Omega. And to give a little background, I originally decided to apply for the Paideia Fellowship because I had been involved in civic service organizations since high school. But one challenge that I faced was being able to speak in front of others and articulate my ideas. So I was intrigued that one of the pillars of the Paideia program was civic dialogue. And I wanted to be able to gain new skills to be able to talk about topics that can be seen as polarizing with like my peers and those around me. And I have definitely found that being part of this program has helped me to gain the confidence in speaking in front of others. And especially last semester in the seminar, we were able to have a lot of practice just speaking with our peers about various topics in civic engagement. And it just allowed me to have the confidence that like it's not as nerve-wracking as I previously thought to engage in discussions that I probably wouldn't have been a part of before being part of this program. And another area that I was able to see growth in my own dialogue skills was giving the civic project pitch at the end of the semester, because just reflecting back to my freshman year, like if you would have told me that I would be giving like a pitch in front of like professors and experts, I would have been really anxious and not thought that I had the ability to do so. But Dr. Howard and Dr. Anderson really give you all the tools that you need to create a well-crafted pitch and to get over any apprehensions that you may have of your own. So that's just to say that like if you personally have any like issues public speaking as I did, like you still can apply for the program and still can succeed in being part of this program.
I am, besides being a Paideia Fellow, I'm also involved on campus. So for instance, I am the Vice President of the University Honor Council. I serve on the Student Committee on Undergraduate Education, which is a branch of student government at Penn. I'm also an editor for FenJon, which is Penn's Middle East journal. And I'm also brother in Alpha Epsilon Pi, which is a social fraternity on campus. So what you'll see a large theme about the Paideia Fellows that we're also very involved on campus, which is a great thing because it adds to the diversity of the fellowship at large. So in terms of why I wanted to join the fellowship at first, in high school, I was very involved in speech and debate, traveling across the country, debating different topics every single month. And the core of high school debate is that you have to learn arguments on both sides of a topic, no matter how controversial or skewed the topic is towards one side or the other. And the benefit of that is that you really got to understand how someone else thought on a topic, which helped to enlarge your worldview. And so coming into Penn, I had that understanding, and I actually appreciated being able to see both sides of a particular argument, even if an argument or a topic seemed so clear to everyone in the room. And so what I noticed when I came to Penn, and largely amongst my friends who attended college, is that there tends to be a skew towards one side of the political debate, and there actually tends to be a limit on how open people can express themselves, whether that's through school policy or the social climate on campus. So my interest in free speech and the First Amendment at large started to manifest quite quickly when I came to Penn. And so that's why I initially applied to the Paideia program, because their mission is dialogue across difference. And what that means essentially to me is being able to share ideas, even though they are controversial, to actually spur a debate and a discussion so we can somehow reach some sort of resolution at the end.
So just a little bit of like background on me. I'm really interested in government. I've been interested in government since high school because I had the opportunity to serve in local and federal. But then the other side of me, a bunch of my family does journalism. So I'm really interested in the media. So it kind of creates this weird intersection between like journalism and media that I just think is really cool. And I especially think in like the 21st century with social media, I just find that really to be interesting. But this new sort of like internet dialogue. And I think that was really my draw to Paideia, was how it kind of integrates more like ancient philosophies of like wellness, dialogue, leadership, and carries it into the 21st century, which is where I think that we're really seeing a necessity.
naturally this like Paideia program was quite a bit like out there for me. It's definitely not math and physics. It was a little far away from home base, but I'm very glad I'm here and hopefully I can convey that to you. So I think like many of you, when I like freshman year, I saw this maybe passed around in the group me, or I think I heard from friends like, oh, you should check out this Paideia program. And I looked it up and I was a little skeptical because lots of these like service, dialogue, wellness programs tend to be like a little like just like over my head. They're just like fluffy and they're like not that concrete. And that's sometimes what like I find problematic and not like worth my time. But honestly, with the Paideia program, it's not just like a couple classes here and there. It's like a fully immersive experience into dialogue, citizenship, wellness, and service, because not only are you in a seminar, but you're in a seminar, you're taking classes, you're spending time outside with fellows, and you have a good relationship with directors and you get funding. So all of that together has made this a really exciting program for me. But as an engineer, especially, I think it's really important to have sort of a different perspective. So like I said, that's like a big reason I really like this, because it gave me something else to, have at Penn that's not just math and physics and computer science and stuff like that. And then on top of that, lots of my interests are around like ethics and AI and how we're going to like how computer science is going to go forward in this world and how to be safe with it as well. So I was able to explore those interests as well, like in the program itself.
So I found out about Paideia when I started getting a couple of emails around this time last year from the School of Nursing about it. And what drew me most to Paideia was how I saw the 4 pillars of the program: citizenship, wellness, service, and dialogue, overlapping with my degree and my specific interest inside of nursing. So the nursing model stresses this patient-centered care, and instead of treating a single disease or presentation of a disease, the diagnosis is holistic and it can change as the patient's condition changes. This idea of treating the whole person intertwines like really well with the meaning of Paideia and this idea of educating the whole person.
My name is Deb. I'm a sophomore from Newcastle, Delaware, studying psychology and comparative literature in the college. And when I applied for the Paideia program, I was actually in the School of Nursing, and one of my instructors from a class called Nurse 102, really good class, I had her for 2 semesters, and she really resonated with like my display of leadership and also just interest in policy. And so she actually reached out to me and she was like, I want to write you a letter for this program. It's Paideia. I think you'd really be into it. And so I started to look through the program and I was like, this sounds really, really interesting. And I ended up applying, and it's definitely been one of the best decisions I've made ever, along with changing my major. And the Paideia program, honestly, to me, like represents this opportunity to just explore all these different domains of your growth and have that opportunity for the next like 3 years. And so I think oftentimes at Penn, it's easy to think that everybody has it all together, but I can assure you that even in this fellowship, even if you're deciding or thinking about transferring, like Paideia is a program that will help you foster all of your different interests as they continue to change, and also give you the space to like be in the uncomfortableness of not knowing specifically what you want to do. And while I do have many interests, I don't have to pick one thing, and that has been really comforting to know. And so being in this program, honestly, for me, has meant the chance to think outside of myself while also like looking inwards. And I find that to be incredibly timely, especially in the time that we're in. Like, I'm interested in relationship science, and one of the stats is like we're in a time period where our generation is feeling more lonely than ever before. And so I feel like being in a fellowship like this, like not only gives you the opportunity to be intentionally connected with the community, but you're also like learning how dialogue and wellness like play a role in your life beyond being a college student. So as you interact with West Philadelphians, as you interact with everybody on this campus, and even as you go back to your hometown or end up going abroad, there's like this focus on making this a part of your education, but also making it like something that's a part of your life. And I really, really cherish that.